till 2017, an Indian equity investor had to pay three kinds of taxes. One, tax on any short-term capital gain enjoyed by him or her. The second is tax on trading income, which would be taxed at a regular tax slab. And finally, the securities transaction tax that one has to pay when taking shares on delivery or selling them on delivery base. But now, since FM Jaitley's 2018 budget and FM Sitharaman's 2020 budget, there are two new kinds of taxes that have been introduced. One is the 10% long-term capital gain tax on incomes earned above 1 lakh rupees annually, and the second is the withdrawal of the dividend distribution tax, which means dividend received from listed companies is no longer tax-free, and it will be added to the shareholders' overall income and taxed according to his or her tax slab. Let's start off first with long-term or short-term capital gains. As per the Income Tax Act, the period to be classified as long-term for listed shares is considered to be 1 year. So if you have held shares for more than 1 year and sold them off after that, then it will be considered as long-term capital gain. Similarly, if you have held shares for less than 1 year, say 8 months, 9 months, 6 months, and sold it off within that holding period, it will be considered as short-term capital gain. Now, depending on whether you have enjoyed long-term or short-term capital gain, you will be taxed accordingly. So, short-term capital gain has always been 15%. So, the portion that you have earned as short-term capital gain will be taxed at a flat rate of 15%, regardless of whichever income bracket you are in. Long-term capital gain as well is taxed at a flat rate of 10% on any gain you have enjoyed above 1 lakh rupees. So let's say if annually I have enjoyed a long-term capital gain of 1,30,000 rupees, a realized long-term capital gain, then I will have to pay a tax of 10% on 1,30,000 minus the current exemption limit of 1 lakh rupees, that's 30,000 rupees, and my tax will be 3,000 rupees plus, of course, any cess that I will have to pay on that, which will usually be the health and education cess. So these are the capital gain taxes that you will have to pay every time you sell a share during the year. The second kind of tax you have to pay is dividend. Now, earlier what used to happen is that before the dividend is distributed to the shareholders, the companies had to pay a dividend distribution tax, which was at a rate of 20% plus cess and surcharge. That now has been removed. And what's happened is now, every time I get dividend from a listed company whose shares I own, it will be added to my total income. So let's say my total income is 9 lakh rupees, which probably I've earned from salary or house property, and I have received dividend of 1 lakh rupees over the year from all of the company's shares that I own. So my total income will now become 10 lakh rupees, and I will move to the 20% tax slab. So it's something that's not going to bode very well for the super rich, because these are the guys who are any which ways in the 30 or, in fact, for that matter, are paying a net effective tax rate of 40%. So now they'll have to pay a 40% tax on the dividend as well. However, for low income earners, those who are either having exempt income or are earning an income that puts them only in the 5 or 20% tax slab, it's still not such a bad proposition that, by the way, was introduced by FM Sitharaman in the last budget. And finally, of course, securities transaction tax. Every time you buy or sell an equity share on delivery basis, you have to pay 0.1% of the value that you have purchased or sold. Similarly, on mutual funds, when you sell an open when you sell a close-ended mutual fund or ETF, you have to pay an STT of 0.001%, and when you sell an open-ended mutual fund, you have to pay an STT of 0.025%. So that's the taxation structure for equity investors, for equity mutual fund investors as well. Let's see what Budget 2021 has in store for equity shareholders.